Hello, amazing souls. Welcome to your weekly energy update. And before we jump into the update, I did want to mention that as part of my YouTube subscriber marathon last Friday, I did put out a video on how you can enter a drawing to win one of the 30-minute recorded personal readings. So if you're interested in that giveaway, I will put the link down in the description box below. And at the end of this video, it'll be in the playlist as well. So the more comments I get on that video, the more I will offer of those individual recorded personal readings. So if they interest you, be sure to check that out. So for the energy update for this week, wow, we are entering the pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde today on August 21st. And I know, don't freak out. Mercury retrograde can bring some wonderful things, which we will talk about briefly here as well. But all the planets are in retrograde or pre-shadow except for Venus and Mars now. And Mars will actually next week on September 4th also go into pre-shadow. So we'll be only having the planet Venus not in retrograde. What does that mean? Well, retrograde, they all kind of turn that energy more where we're focusing on inward things rather than so many outward things. So you might have been having this for a little bit because all the planets started to go into pre-shadows and retrogrades to, point us inward. So you've probably been feeling it for a while anyway. So at least you know, like, oh, that's why I'm so focused on my inner growth. Well, the Mercury retrograde, of course, like I said, it's going into the pre-shadow, and it's starting off in the sign of Virgo. Now, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so it's very much at home there, but it deals with health. It deals with listening to your body, also kind of like your work routine, and also it has to do with pets, too. So as you go into and start this pre-shadow, some of those subjects might come up about reflecting on those. Then on August 27th, Mercury moves into Libra. And of course, Libra is more of that building, healing, relationships types of energy, balancing things, creating win-wins. So that will kind of have a shift in what you're reflecting on. And then we will hit the retrograde itself on September 10th. Now, retrograde means planets actually don't go backwards, of course. So like Mercury is the closest, let's pretend this is the sun. Mercury is closest to the sun. So the Earth is out here. So Mercury's orbits faster, so it's going to go around faster. And so at one point, it looks like it's behind us, but it's actually lapping us. So that does take it into different energies, and that's why that reflection, comes into play with that as well. So even it goes into the retrograde on September 10th, in the sign of Libra, it eventually kind of backs back up and goes back into Virgo on September 24th. And it'll stay in Virgo until it goes direct, which means it starts moving forward again. And it'll be in that post-shadow period until like October 17th. But October 11th, it does move back into Libra, so you can kind of see how you're going to bounce back and forth between that Virgo energy, that Libra energy, the Virgo energy, and back into Libra energy. So, the pre-shadow, we start to feel that emphasis of the retrograde. And then when the retrograde hits on September 10th, we're full-blown in super reflective mode. And then the post-shadow happens when we go direct on October 2nd through October 17th. The post-shadow is not as intense as the pre-shadow and the retrograde. It's more reflecting on what you learned during that reflection period. So little quick update on how that Mercury retrograde works. And of course, Mercury is all about communication, social connection. It actually is also like siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins. So that type of relatives, but not like your children or parents, more everyone outside of that. So that might come into play too during this period with those subjects that you'll be looking at. Now, you might have heard, people get scared around the Mercury retrograde and go, oh my gosh, here we go. But there's positive things you can do. Look at it like tides, right? If you're trying to launch a boat, when the tide's coming in, you're going to struggle and it's going to be tough, and the boat probably will capsize, and you're going to invest a lot of energy but not get very far with it. Well, that's the time that you would mend your nets and do stuff, but not try to launch things and put things out there, right? Because when the tide is going out, that's when, the planet's direct. That's when you launch things. Then things go very smoothly and very easily. So during a retrograde, you can take total, use of that energy and edit things, like do the redo things, breathe life into old ideas, clean things out, declutter, deal with the clutter that you have around you. Because during this period also, the energy can bring up old patterns or old challenges for you to review during this period. And it's all this preparation for you to then launch into a new area of your life with this new information that you gleaned during that period. So it can be a very, very positive use of that energy. And, we all need some downtime to rest and rejuvenate and just reflect on things. And that's what this period brings. So we're also going to jump into each individual zodiac sign and just see what the universe and spirit would like you to know on what you can do with this Mercury retrograde energy from today, August 21st, through October 17th, which will be the end of that post-shadow period. So we'll jump into your reading right now for your sign. All right, Sagittarians, this is your weekly energy update. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Wisdom of the Oracle. And any of the cards I use in a reading, I do list in the description box below. But we'll see what Creator and Spirit want you to know about this retrograde energy. What do they recommend doing with all of that? All right. So for all our Sagittarians, okay, right off the bat, and you have flexible. Yes. Flexible energy coming in here, and we'll put that right here. And let's see what they want you to know. So this is about teachability, open-mindedness, being adaptable without compromising what's most important. A tree's roots are solidly planted in the ground, yet its branches can bend in a hurricane, whereas a rigid structure like a building would come crashing down. So consider how the tree remains supple and secure when everything around it may be in shambles. This is how you can be now during this retrograde. Willing to learn new things, teachable, malleable, yet firmly grounded in who you are. Common sense is important, but so is an open mind. So stay curious, stay open, stay aware. At this time, others will be more flexible with you as well. And I do want to read the relationship message for this card because of that Libra energy that you will experience at times during this retrograde that impacts relationships. And it says, in every relationship, it's important to be open to new experiences and learning new things. Letting go of rigidity, is what's required right now. You don't always have to be right all the time, do you? It's okay to come to a happy compromise. You can still get your needs met. It's a beautiful day when you meet halfway. I like that. It's a beautiful day when you meet halfway. The appearance of this card in a reading can also signal that you've met someone new who may not be your type, but who will turn out to be so special that you can easily release your old ideas about what sort of partner is right for you. Be flexible. You'll be happy you made that choice. Very good. So, as I mentioned in the intro, relationships, you don't want to really focus on any new relationships like meeting new people that you haven't already met before during the retrograde unless you want it to be a short-lived interaction. Anyone that you have met before coming into this pre-shadow, perfect opportunity to continue to build on those relationships and be flexible with that about your opinion, about who someone should be, needs to be, has to be, or your type also is important during this time. We will also pull from the Ancestral Path Tarot here and just see what else Creator and Spirit wants you to know about this flexibility. And one more time. All right, so for our Sagittarians, what else would you like them to know about this retrograde energy, please? Okay. And you have the Princess of Sacred Circles. So this does represent it would be the Page of Pentacles in the Standard Tarot. And this is about the outside world and new opportunities that are coming your way and new communication coming from the outside world. So it's like higher communication, it's not like brand new communication, not brand new opportunities, but enhanced opportunities, which is all about that retrograde energy. It's not brand spanking new. It's just like whatever's been going on, it's going to another level. So that's perfect for this energy. Let's get some more clarity in here. And we're going to look at the Dreamers deck here, see what else they'd like to add. All right. So what else for our Sagittarians? What else about this energy coming in, please? Okay, that one right there. Love it. And I'll read it here. I just want you to see it first. And it says, I know that my blessings come from being thankful for what I already have. I am grateful. So yeah, rather than focusing on what's not in your life, because whatever you focus on, your energy expands. So if you're focusing on what's missing and what you don't want in your life, then missingness, the gap goes bigger, or the things that are in your life that you don't want to be in there grow bigger. So focusing on what you do want in your life, what you're grateful for in your life, and what you do want to have enter your life will help expand that. Again, I like that flexibility kind of advice, though, too, that don't be too rigid in what you're thinking you want in your life. I almost feel like they're saying focus on being grateful for what those things that you do have in your life that you're grateful for. Don't even focus on what you want to come in. It's like during this retrograde, it's focus on what you're grateful for what is. That expands, and then that'll bring in more of that. But I don't feel like and this is a general reading, of course, for a majority of you, I feel like it's like, yeah, don't focus on, well, I want that. It's like, what are you grateful for? Focus on what you're grateful for. But nope, focus on what you're grateful for. So there you go. I'm also going to pull from these Chinese tarot, and we're just going to see what else Spirit and Creator want you to know about this. Flexibility. These new opportunities coming in. Higher opportunities. Enhanced opportunities. All right, so for our Sagittarians, what else would you like them to know, please? Okay. All right. Nope, they didn't want any of those, so they just want these 3. Okay, so that will be there, and then we'll look at these first, though. So the first one is the Fool. So you definitely are ready for a new adventure. And I was noticing earlier too, when you add 9 and 1 together here, you get 10, which is endings and new beginnings. So you are ready for something new. You're not really married to this idea. Like, it's almost like you are, you know what, I've got what I've wanted, but they're showing me like you go to a restaurant and you order the same thing every single time. and you always look at the menu and you always end up ordering that same thing anyway. But this is like you've had it. You are not even going to the same restaurant. You're going to a different one because you're like, I don't want to go back into that old way. And I know if I go there, I'm going to end up choosing that same old, plate that I always get. But now I'm going to go to a completely different restaurant. And that's kind of what I feel for you here. Yeah, and you have the Justice card here. So you do have the balancing of things coming out. You are questioning your thoughts and your beliefs. Very strong cards. You got major arcanas here, which are about life-changing, life-altering kind of moves and movements. And so the Justice card, they have the Ace of Swords with them. So that Ace of Swords allows them to connect to a higher truth, the capital T truths that are rooted in the unconditional love of the higher realms. It's allowing you to cut away and slice and away at the small T truths of the human world, of the human way of thinking. And so you are making this balancing like this person's balancing on that egg there. You're understanding that if you're too, in one direction, that it's not bringing you what you're looking for in this journey, but you are ready for this looking at things in a different way, different beliefs, different things like that. Wow, another major arcana. So you have the Devil card coming in. Don't forget about this. This is the shadow of your shadow, and it represents Capricorn energy, which is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the individual that comes in and brings in big, huge life lessons. It's like the old, wise grandfather who is wealthy beyond, you can believe, because they know they do the work and they get the rewards and benefit. And so this is teaching you the rewards and benefits of facing things about yourself, those small T truths. If you do the work, then you do get the reward through that. So it's not a dark card. It's not oh no. It's like definitely that energy works very well with the Mercury retrograde because it is evaluating, reviewing. Why do you think a certain way and changing that? That's a lot of what Saturn does too. It challenges how we have been taught to believe about things and making those changes. So that is definitely this flexibility and this mindsets is throughout this reading so far. Wow, another major arcana, crazy. So you have the Heavenly Master, which is like, it's the Hierophant in the Standard Tarot. And this is about you moving to a higher level in your spiritual beliefs. So you definitely are having this kind of transformation in how you're looking at things. And I'm loving this for you because that flexible mind is allowing you to be open-minded where you weren't open-minded before. And this is the perfect time for you with all this reflection to do this. So they're definitely saying, if you'll keep your mind open during this, it's going to be life-changing. I mean, 4 out of 4 of the cards are major arcana. It's crazy because, you've got 22 major arcana cards, but then you have 14 each of the other suits. So that is a message in itself. Oh my gosh. Another major arcana. So, and this is the Chariot, which is your power of choice. This is allowing you to see and understand that no matter what situation comes your way, you have the power to choose what it means, like what story you apply to it, as well as what emotion you want to feel as you go through it. So again, this Chariot is allowing you to see that all those old ways of thinking, all those, popular opinions that you were taught that when this happens, this is what it's supposed to mean. When that happens, this is how I'm supposed to feel. Instead, you are realizing that you have so much power that you hold within your own hands, that whatever you focus on is what grows, like we talked about, but that you get to choose what story, you get to choose what emotion. And I know in the beginning, you're like, it doesn't feel like I'm making a choice. It's happened so fast that you think, That's just the way it is. Because I told Spirit too, I don't feel like I'm making a choice. This thing happens, that's how I feel. That thing happens, this is what it means to me. What's the deal? And they're very patient. They're going to come here, sit down. And they showed me childhoods of me and every other human child and said, when you're young, you are fed popular opinions, like I said, on what something is supposed to mean and how you're supposed to feel. It's reinforced over and over again where you take it on as your own belief, and then it is reinforced and you act that out enough where it becomes your habit to believe that and to feel that, and then eventually your reaction to believe that and feel that. But we can change habits. It takes time, it takes a little bit of effort, but with repetition of thinking a different way and wanting to feel a different way, we can make those changes. So very, very powerful messages coming in here. And then your last one, perfect, 2 of Swords. It's not a major arcana. I know you wanted 6 out of 6, but this is still very, very good, because swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, and it's about choice. It's about choice. 2, 2, 2, and you basically, it's letting you know that every moment is a choice between either a thought and belief that's rooted in unconditional love of above, or rooted in the fear of losing the conditional love, which is rooted to fear in the human world. So every moment you get this choice on what you want to think and how. And so you do have these decisions that are coming up, and I love that flexibility is at the core of all this for you, because it is letting you know that if you will be flexible with your beliefs and open your mind, you're going to really see this power of choice come in so clearly that you could choose in every moment. Like, I am grateful. Gratitude is a choice of unconditional love, gratitude for what you have. That is unconditional love. That's rooted in unconditional love, right? Rather than focusing on the, I don't have that and I don't have that and I'm supposed to, because if I don't have that, that means I'm unlovable and unworthy and unacceptable, blah, 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 right? That's all those popular opinions of the outside world that you're transforming away from. So very powerful message for this wonderful reflection opportunity that you have for this Mercury retrograde. So I love this message for you, Sagittarians. Now, if you are wanting to be included in the drawing for 30-minute recorded personal readings, I will have that, probably on a playlist here in just a moment, but definitely a link to the video on how you can register it's basically you'll be making a comment on this other video to be included as a subscribed member of YouTube to be eligible for that drawing. And the more comments there are, the more of those readings that I will offer. So if you want to check that out, definitely do so. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign and a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to, miss out on those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you will be notified of any new videos that come out on the channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love, and it helps my channel grow in significant ways, because when you like a video, share a video, comment on a video, and especially subscribing to the channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so giddy happy. It does want to share the videos and messages of this channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I am very, very grateful. Also, as I mentioned, these are general readings, and if you're looking for an opportunity to get a personal reading for more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer those personal readings. All that information is listed in the description box below, and I am actually introducing a sliding price scale instead of just a standard, set price. I know everyone is at a different, income level and income challenges these days. So I felt led by Spirit to do a sliding scale instead, where it's not just a fixed price. You can choose what price you want to pay for a personal reading. So all that information in the description box below. Just still blown away, Sagittarius. I'm so excited for what this is bringing you here. And as you go through this retrograde, please know every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing retrograde. I'm sure I'll be talking with you soon. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.